I'm Ashton from EventChain for Investment Pitch Media and FinTech News Network. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Olga Yaroshevsky, the host of Hong Kong Blockchain Week 2020. Olga, thanks so much for being on the show. It's a pleasure to have you here today.
Hi, Ashton. Thank you so much for having me. How's it going?
It's going very well. Thank you very much for being here. I'm very excited to speak a little bit about Hong Kong Blockchain Week. If you would kick it off for the viewers, explain a little bit about, what is Hong Kong Blockchain Week 2020? How long has it been around, and what makes it so special?
Well, Hong Kong Blockchain Week is going to be 2020 is going to be a second consecutive edition of our event. It's the largest blockchain gathering in Hong Kong, and we've had a 2019 edition, which was absolutely a blast. I'm sure many of you viewers were there and joined us with that amazing gathering. Now we're getting ready for 2020 edition. It's going to take place in Hong Kong in March. So the whole week spans from March 2nd to March 6th. And we're going to have a core conference, which is hosted by NextChange, the Block02 Global Blockchain Summit on March 3rd and 4th. So looking forward to it.
That's awesome. And yeah, I actually recall Hong Kong Blockchain Week 2019. We helped, hype it up a little bit because it seemed like a really good conference and the turnout was amazing. So congratulations to that on last year's. What are we going to see as a difference between, how many people were there last year, and are you guys expecting it to be a larger conference this year? And, what kind of expected turnout are you expecting?
Well, so in 2019, we had over 4,000 attendees throughout the whole week. The core conferences of the week, which were 3 days in a row. And then we had a bunch of amazing side events throughout the week organized by our partners and sponsors. And for 2020, I think we expect at least 3,000 plus attendees for the entire Hong Kong Blockchain Week. The week from 2nd to March 6th. As for the attendees, we usually are very, we welcome as a builders of the global Block02 community, we welcome investors and blockchain enthusiasts, developers, entrepreneurs, owners of blockchain-based business, regulators, of course, lawyers, people with compliance and stuff. So I think we're going to have over 200 accredited investors. As I'm in charge of speakers and agenda, I'm at inviting at least 130 speakers for our conference, and we usually have a very geographically, it's a very diverse conference. We have people coming from over 50 countries of the world, so it's like a global powerhouse conference. Let's put it that way.
That's super exciting, and it sounds like a really diverse crowd. And from what I recall last year, a lot of startups headed there looking for strategic partnerships, potential investment, growth in their blockchain startups. Are you expecting a lot more similar startups to show up? And is it sort of investment focused, or is it more education focused as well, and just people that are interested in getting into the industry?
I think it's a convergence of education because, a lot of people are still interested in blockchain space, but don't know that much. And they'd rather listen to experts. They'd rather listen to what fintech experts, regulators, entrepreneurs have to say. And this is why people mostly attend events like this. So it's education, of course. It's exchange of a global international experience on the other hand. And of course, it's a perfect place for blockchain and fintech startups to find partnerships, to find investors, to find the right target audience because of, first of all, Hong Kong is a perfect intersection of global financial flows, economic development and digital transformation, given the angle that China has brought within the past several weeks. So we're aimed at, educating, bringing people together, And of course, we're going to be focused on networking, a lot.
That's great. And it's great to hear that you guys are doing a few side events, and you're also doing the O2O event as well. And from the experience I've had, those side events really add a little, complimentary bonus to the week. And it's great to have a whole blockchain week rather than just a conference, because you get that diversity of networking with, in smaller crowds and different locations as well. So I'm really excited to hear about that. Could you talk a little bit about the major sponsors and the speakers that you guys have, or what are you expecting, and what are people supposed to be looking forward to if they are to attend?
So, so far, I don't think I can disclose that much, because we're going to be we start like our marketing campaign within the next several weeks, and we're going to be releasing a first batch of speakers and sponsors and partners. But these are definitely big names in the blockchain space, I'll tell you the truth.
That's awesome. And what is your goal when designing a conference like this? Are you just looking to connect people together, or are you looking to, actually get startups connected to, the proper companies to help them expand and really make a change in the blockchain space? Or is Next Change looking for something specific while hosting these events?
It's just, again, I think it's just all about convergence when we're talking about events of this scale, right? Like super large, big, several thousand attendees events. It's, I think it's all about educating people first, bringing people together second, and of course, learning from the brightest minds of the industry and of related industries, because, well, blockchain has so much to do with fintech. It has so much to do with, social politics. It has so much to do with economics, and we will definitely have lots of people from these related industries sharing their experience and helping us develop the industry together. So that's what we pretty much do. And of course, like, I think hundreds of super fruitful partnerships are conducted within that week, because the networking is the key.
Mm-hmm. That's perfect, and I think it's sort of the perfect time, starting in the first quarter of 2020, and the blockchain industry hasn't been overhyped, but there's still a lot of people that understand there's a lot of value in the fundamentals of this technology, and to get into it at even such an early stage relatively can be very, very beneficial. What would you say is a takeaway, if there were people that are just interested in getting into the industry, learning more about cryptocurrencies and blockchain, what else should they know about Hong Kong Blockchain Week and why they should attend before they buy a ticket?
Well, I think two things. First of all, again, get ready for networking, because, Hong Kong is a wonderful city, and so many events, side events, so much is going on during that time of the year, right? That's why we picked that time, I guess. And this is the place to be. I'll tell you what, this is the place to be, beginning of March 2020. Well, first of all, get ready for networking. And then I would recommend staying up to date with the agenda, because it's very rich this year. In terms of content, I'm going to be focusing in such topics as, let's say, fintech and banking system and blockchain disrupting banking system, enterprise for blockchain, that's for sure. We're going to have a big section on STOs, which is a hot topic still. And a big section on social impact. We're going to have wonderful use cases and case studies from all over the world. From Asia, from Europe. We're going to talk regulations for sure. We're going to compare, regulatory environments in Asia, in Europe, in Middle East, in various parts of the world. So the agenda is going to be very, very rich. So, and I personally work on that. I'm devoting a lot of my time to that. And I promise this is going to be a very, very interesting conference. And this is the place where you will definitely meet the right people. That's for sure.
Hmm. That's great, Olga. Sounds like you're working really hard on it, and all the best towards that. Could you remind me again, when is the date to start to get to Hong Kong? Where is the location, and how do we follow the information for the agenda? And is there a deadline for getting the tickets in time?
Well, tickets are already on sale. You can check and you can buy your ticket via our website. It's hkblockchainweek.net. And all the updates will be posted on the website. Also, encourage you all to join our Telegram group. It's Hong Kong Blockchain Week, and an exchange group where we also post updates for the event. Well, as for the conference and for the venue, as you may recall, in 2019 we were at the Asia World Expo, a huge expo center right by the airport in Hong Kong. And in 2020 we will move to Hong Kong Ocean Park Marriott Hotel. It's a beautiful place. It's a perfect place for business, for leisure, and it's located in the southern coast of the beautiful Hong Kong island. So it's going to be amazing. And as for the tickets, again, please refer to our website, hkblockchainweek.net. I'm sure there's a good deal you can buy a ticket with right now. Well, yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it as well. I have been to that part of Hong Kong, and I agree it is very beautiful. And I'll actually leave those links in the description box below for the information and for the tickets. And thank you so much for the time, Olga. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I'm really looking forward to leading up to the Hong Kong Blockchain Week. So thank you so much, and let's follow up, before the event.
Thank you so much for having me, Ashton. And I'm looking forward to meeting you in Hong Kong in March.